Oh, let's see. Am I live? Am I live? I am, in fact, live. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Stacey Storino. Welcome to my channel. Hey, Bridget. Hey, Darren. What's going on? I see you guys already. Thank you so much for coming by. This YouTube channel tends to be, loaded with content for the more mature entrepreneur, someone who already has a business, ideally, and they're trying to navigate this whole world of content marketing so that they're not putting out random acts of content. They're not just with content on their busy list, things on their to-do list. They're busy enough in their personal and professional life. If they're going to engage in content marketing and or build up a team to do that for them or with them, they need to know how to have content marketing that strategically drives traffic to your business so that you can do more business. One micro conversion at a time and one macro conversion at a time. So welcome. If this sounds like it could be the kind of channel for you, we have a ton of content already neatly organized into playlists that get more into the sort of brass tacks about how to do content marketing to drive people to your website, to drive people to your social media, great content marketing for startups, having to do with SEO and Instagram SEO. We have a playlist just for that. We have a playlist for how to grow your TikTok account. We have other playlists to show why you'd want to grow your TikTok account. So honest to goodness, this channel is already a big resource. I'm currently in the middle of, this is day 13, as this is January 13th live. I'm 13 days into 31 days free live stream coaching every single day in January 2022. So if you've missed any of the prior days, most of the trainings are meant to stand alone. Okay, normally they're meant to stand alone, each of them independently, but for best results, you would normally want to go from day one and kind of layer through one on top of another for best results. But that's okay. Today, though, I definitely have a new training that I'm going to go through that's, good and standalone for today. But today will be like referring back to other days worth of trainings. I put a link down below for the playlist. So the playlist on my YouTube channel for all of these live streams / replays is called 2022 Entrepreneur Business Reboot Advice. I generally do not do standalone videos. They're all part of like a playlist or a playlist series. So, tons of content here, whether you do the lives, replays or not. Also, I have a new download, a new freebie. So if you're interested in that, I have you can go to don'tbeafakeguru.com, all one word, no dashes, no underscores, no apostrophe, and I put the link down below. It's pinned for the live stream, but don'tbeafakeguru.com. And it will be the new opt-in in all of my pre-recorded videos and live streams / replays going forward. Okay. So that's really, really cool. If you are really excited about today's training, how to break through the barrier of feeling like stuck, stale, or stagnant, especially shot through the lens of being an entrepreneur, give this video a big thumbs up. It'll help me while I'm live because it'll push the training out to more of my subscribers. I'm heading towards 1,600 subscribers on my channel. Very exciting. And it'll also help once we go into replay mode. This will be pinged out to more people who have already subscribed to me. And the way I've optimized this, YouTube should be pushing this out to other people who they need information like this and it matches their search habits. So let's get those people on board too. Okay. So let me see. What else did I want to drop? Ooh, and then bye, honey. I love you. Have a great day. My husband, Steve, but also, I'm back today doing, pre-recorded YouTube videos on my channel on weekdays, except for, I think I'm going to do all weekdays for the foreseeable future. So let me share the link to that video. The series that I'm going to do with the pre-recorded videos are, Yes, they're concentrating on coaches and course creators. But if you have a products-based business, you can take a lot of the advice that's in these videos and apply them to your branding decisions, your marketing decisions. So if you're like a handmade business or otherwise a products-based business, don't sweat. So today's um edited video here. Okay, so let me just put that down below. Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right, so let me greet the students that I know that are here. Definitely hashtag live, hashtag replay. And don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps me out. Once I'm done greeting everybody, we're going to go into the training proper. And like I said, today, you're going to get a standalone training, but it's also going to refer back today a little bit heavier on the previous days, just to kind of catch us up because we're almost 2 weeks into this daily training series. So let me make sure I recognize everybody. Bridget and Darren from Bridget Upcycle Lawson, Linda Nagoda, Ann McDonald, Stuff and Junk by Heidi, Marja Pinker. What's going on, Marja? Good to see you. Marissa Parsons, what's going on? Marilyn Roselle, I believe, is here. What's going on? Chicken Swell is here also. Good to see you. Silver Fox, it's been a minute. This is actually not a bad video for you to kind of catch up if you've not been seeing the previous videos. Sandy B is here as per usual. Lenore Love is here. Awesome, awesome. And of course, Miss Lisa Garrett. What's up, Miss Lisa? And then Michael Cole live. Howdy, Stacey. Howdy, Michael. Amy Lindblade. Let me not ignore her. All right. And Bridget has thumbed up and shared. Thank you so much. Okay. So, and the new freebie that I have, super quick, so it's free, so you may as well opt in to get it, right? And that's the first pinned link while we're live. Don'tbeafakeguru.com. It's like 10 tips to show you how to not appear like a fake guru first impression that your potential ideal customer has of you and your business, and 10 steps about how to look like a true guru, a true thought leader in your space instead. So if a lot of people are like, well, I don't understand why I don't convert, I don't understand why people don't seem to treat me like a business every time I try to sell, I don't know why people are so offended. You know what? You may be giving off a bad first impression. So that free PDF should go a long way towards just giving you a 30,000 foot view of all the different things you kind of want to check off your list and take care of as soon as you can, because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. And you're always going to be pitching your stuff. You're never going to be catching it, right? Like anybody from the outside looking in who encounters your website or your social post or your YouTube video, let's say, they don't know you first impression. You want to make sure that you're making as good a first impression as possible so that they're more likely to subscribe, follow, opt in for something free or a coupon or whatever, or both. All right, so let's talk about what you do when you get stuck. Yes, you can use this stuff in your personal life, but I'm trying to shoot my teachings through the lens of entrepreneurs because I've been a business coach / content marketing coach for 8 going on 9 years. Okay. And for 17 and a half years before that, I was a complex litigator down Manhattan in the Bronx. So kind of an interesting journey, right? So I've had thousands of students all across the globe. I believe I've hit every continent. So let me tell you, I'm more of a business coach than a life coach. Not that there's anything wrong with life coaches. They help too. But, you could use this for both your personal and professional life if you want. But I'm going to try and shoot this teaching through the lens of what would benefit you best as an entrepreneur. If you feel stale, if you feel stuck, if you've danced up to the edge of pressing send on an email broadcast to your email list, whether you're selling in that email or not, you're too scared to go live. You keep trying, you keep bailing, or you did your first live stream. You even posted the replay, but you're beating up on yourself. The other day, we talked about my old YouTube channel, Woman 101 or Woman 101. I worked that YouTube channel back in 2013, 14 esque. I did about 150 something videos on there. Man, you want to talk about learning curve and everyone starts at zero and you're only going to get better at doing the thing by doing the thing. You want to see what rough looks like, you can go there and you can take a look at my very first video, my very first talking head video. And I'm going to tell you, I shot it in the wrong perspective. It was portrait and not landscapes. You have the big fat black bars to either side. Duh. I had lipstick smeared across my teeth. I didn't catch it while I shot it. I didn't catch it while I edited my own videos. I didn't have an editor for my videos until 5 years later as I was building up my business and paying off debt and freeing up money and having enough to get a full-time video editor now. All right. So everybody gets stuck. Everyone starts from zero. A lot of times stuff can be really yucky till it's not. Beginner is the hardest phase. I do occasionally get people who are more intermediate to advanced in terms of running their business, marketing their business, maybe because they're students of mine. And sometimes they'll get stuck on stuff too. So I don't want to make like it's only the sole province of a beginner or a entrepreneur who hasn't really crossed over yet to become an entrepreneur, what I'm going to teach about today. But if you are a beginner, your business is small, something like that, you're probably going to be someone who understandably needs to hear what I have to say today. So if you feel like you're stuck, you're stagnated, failure to launch, like what if while you're doing your best, you're reading the books, you're taking the courses, you buy the digital downloads to help you market. By the way, the popularity plan for February, for those that like the popularity plan, that will be sold next week. Okay. Card open next Monday, card close next Friday. Just gonna say that here. So, but what if you're moving forward, you're doing your best, you're getting all the stuff. You might take every course. You might scrape Google and YouTube dry in terms of freebies. You know, you're getting all the free digital downloads. You're reading the books, you're doing everything. Potentially, knowledge is potential power. It does give you the power to act intelligently, but knowledge is just potential power. Implementing is like using your actual power. But what if you're stuck and like you never or almost never seem to like follow through? So forward motion, of course, is key. We talked about on January 2nd and 3rd, and again, I believe on the 5th, we had 3 videos in this series that raise the issue of not just setting goals, because sometimes people set goals, they even announce it publicly, and then they pat themselves on the back. They feel good. They may or may not have a short honeymoon period when it comes to implementation, but then they're lucky if they even have that. And then it becomes much ado about nothing, to channel Shakespeare. So we talked about, yes, it's important to set professional business-based goals, not just monetary goals, although that's one of the most important ones to set. We talked about setting up SMAART goals. So if you've ever heard of the SMART goals acronym, I threw another A in there. I really broke that down. I can kind of touch on that a little bit to kind of like catch anybody up to speed who missed those days, but you're going to get best results if you listen to days 2, 3, and I believe 5. Day 5, we're talking about a goal keeping ceremony that's only a couple minutes a day, but just keeps you in integrity with your goals, which really are plans. If you use the SMAART SMART goal system, it's like a filter. You run everything through that. By the time you come out of setting goals like that, you really do have granular plans step by step with like mile markers to hit so that you know you're actually making progress on what you're doing. Okay. So, but if you find yourself, even if you set the SMAART goals, even if you've been with me this whole time, and you've done some of the implementation and you're stuck, because I know there's going to be some people on the live and some people on the replay who are in that position too. And I see you also. By the way, before I forget, hashtag live, hashtag replay. So I know who's looking when. you guys know I've been keeping up pretty well with anybody who even just does that, let alone anybody who's asking a question or sharing a winnable moment, so we can cheer you on. This community is very supportive here. So look it. If you find yourself mired in the functional equivalent of quicksand, you're doing some things even, but you find that you're not gaining the traction you wanted already, and it's practically the middle of January. And how do you think you're going to get to December 31st, 2022, look back and say, in whole or in part, 2022 is my year, right? And you're losing hope that that could even be possible already. I'm going to give you some advice here. And again, we're going to touch upon really quickly. I can go back and unpack for those that need it. Things like SMART goals. We can discuss the dream team concept more. We can talk about how to realistically get out of your comfort zone to achieve your goals. We can touch upon all those things. But sometimes the simplest way is best, right? The shortest distance between two points is a straight line, right? You might have heard that before. So keep moving forward is the best advice. If you're on my email list, you got an email from me this morning and it had a GIF from Rocky. And Rocky basically says, it's not about how hard you get hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and to keep getting back up after it, right? So whether you're hitting yourself because of all this self-doubt, a lack of self-love, a lack of self-belief in your abilities as an entrepreneur, you're just your own worst enemy. You've self-sabotaged since day one-ish. Or if so, you're the bad guy in the movie of your life. Or other people external to you are beating up on you. And they're the bad guy or the bad guys in your life. They could be pushing you down. You could be tripping over things. You could be pushing yourself down. It's a question of how hard life hit you, your other enemies in life hit you, and can you absorb that blow and get back up and keep going? In this case, keep working on your business. So what happens if you've been marketing this week and weird week, you somehow have more unsubscribes than you do have subscribes? Once you're up and running and all the pistons in the engine of your business are running, you shouldn't really see a day like this. But who knows? Anybody could have a day or a week that's a little off. And you'll look at your analytics and you'll tweak your emails and your content marketing, whatever. And probably next week it would have gone back to normal anyway, whatever might not be working for you right now. But you could be looking and seeing, I got a lot of unsubscribes. And even if I got more subscribes than unsubscribes, I still feel bad. Life knocked me down. And I've said before a couple times over the last few days, when we raise the issue of email marketing, especially during the Q&A portion of the live training, when you start email marketing every single week, which is really the sheer minimum to email your list, okay? In the beginning, when they're not used to that, and it's been even worse a very long time since you emailed people, the first week to 2 weeks could be super rough, okay? Because people are going, who is this? I forgot. Haven't heard from them, changed my mind. What is this? I'm not used to them reaching out to me. I'm not used to it. I'm not comfortable. Consciously and or subconsciously, you will have people say, nah, I'm tapping out. The first week to 2 weeks might be ugly. It might not be. I've had some students go, oh, I was sweating all the unsubscribes and I barely had a one. But if you get unsubscribes, or it's a week where you just so happen to have a lot of returns, or maybe like if you're a handmade business or a products-based business, maybe there's some damaged and defective, or of course, the mail is slower in the United States. So people have their tracking numbers for whatever physical products or merch that you are shipping out. And now they're mad, they're irritated, it's taking so long. And you just feel like, I'm never going to get ahead. It's always going to be like this. I'm so sad. I'm marinating in my misery. Business can be hard. And just like everyday life, even if you're not an entrepreneur, you're going to have good days. You're going to have bad days. And like, we're all adults watching this. I don't think I have any tweens or teens checking in here. We know that. But like, it's like, sure, easy for you to say, I get it. but it doesn't change my advice. This is the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, folks, because if you don't continue to keep moving forward, no matter how many times life knocks you down, especially as an entrepreneur. I told you guys a couple days ago, my mother told me she thought my business was going to be a dismal failure. And I got in my car and met with her in public on my birthday. She shot down my dreams. I got in the car. We went in separate cars. So after she left, I sat in that car and I cried. That's my mother, and I love her. And she's not a crazy, nasty person. Long story short, she just really didn't believe in my business. Thought I was nuts. Long story short. And I sat there and I cried and I prayed to God and I said, please, please, this is a gut punch. I've been knocked down. I've been hit hard. Please give me something so that I can get back up and keep going. And like very quickly, it came into my mind, whether it was God or the universe or whatever. And it said, if you can absorb this hit and get back up and keep going, this is the hardest rejection you're ever going to get. No one is like your mother. Your mother loves you and you love your mother, and she rejected you and she wasn't quite so kind about it today. I don't know if she was having a bad day or whatnot. If you can get up and keep going, it's all downhill from here. No matter how many complaints, returns, unsubscribes, people going, I don't like the sound of your voice. You're old. You're dumpy. You have facial asymmetry due to Bell's palsy. I don't like you. You know what? You can keep going because no one else is ever going to be your mother, and you are not going to love anybody else besides your husband and your son the way you love your mother. And I was like, okay. And I got back up. You might have heard like the Chinese saying, fall down 7 times, get up 8. I think that's the right number for each. But the whole point is, if you don't continue forward, of course you're going to stagnate. You're helping life get you down. You're helping, curse alert, the bastards to get you down. They say, don't let the bastards get you down. Are you letting them get you down? All that growth that you worked so hard for, any of the courses you took and you're not implementing on, any of the books that you read and you're not implementing on, depending upon your business model, all that equipment, all the materials, all the ingredients that are clogging up your house, and your husband, wife, significant other, roommate, whomever is like, yup, here comes another business. Where am I going to put all this when it doesn't sell? You're not helping yourself. They're not helping you either. Wouldn't it be better if you just kept moving forward no matter how many times you fail? Because when you give up, you have a guaranteed outcome of failure. If you don't press send on that email that's selling something, you have a guaranteed outcome of 0, right? So if you increasingly steel yourself to push past the boundaries of your comfort zone in order to specifically achieve your goals, and this is some stuff we've covered more going back and unpacking the last several days, but I'm going to make the point here. You can get thicker skin. You get better at doing the thing by doing the thing. You could be totally terrified about going live, but the 10th time you do it, you're like, whatever. And the tech isn't even that scary either, even if I'm in my 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. Who cares, right? But if you rest, you rust. If you stop, you can't move forward. You have to continue to keep pushing forward with your content marketing and selling on behalf of your business, establishing, reestablishing, and supplementing your online presence, right? So that you look like more of a true guru and less of a fake guru. And if you're not a coach or a course creator, guru can still apply to you too. If you're selling like makeup or skincare or jewelry or candles or anything, don't you want to seem like you're the person to go to? And even if you're like, I could never be the person, Stacey, don't you want to feel like you're in the winner's circle and you're one of these people? And if somebody likes you, your brand, and your work enough, you've made a good enough first impression, they trust you, you'll earn that sale. How are you going to get there if you let the bastards get you down, the challenges get you down? You don't push yourself to clear the hurdles. You let those roadblocks confound you, right? So that's why we discussed the other day why assembling a dream team is so important for you, right? So there's a lot of free members that can get on your dream team. Whether you're on public assistance, boom, we discussed a bunch of things you could do. Or whether you're not, boom, there's a bunch of free things you can do. If you're not totally broke or on public assistance, there's still plenty of free things that are available to all that can help you. There's free resources that could help you. We talked about ways with your friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, kids, parents, spousal connections, and coworkers, past and or present. You can enlist members of your dream team. And in some cases, it'll be a two-way street, but that's cool. I'm sure you'll feel better about it. And in some cases, who owes you one, or this is easy for them, or they're an accountability partner, they're a pacing partner because they have a business too. I mean, today everybody's getting a business. The great resignation is not over from 2021. There's a lot of people who plan on being out of corporate America and 9 to 5-ish stuff to be self-employed and or working from home in the first business quarter of 2022. And it's people of all ages. Sure, it's a lot of young people, but it's older people too. There's only more people joining your ranks. So you're not some weirdo for wanting to be an entrepreneur. No matter what your business model and no matter what your niche, pitch, product, and situation is. But you should not do it alone. Like I said, beginner is the hardest place to be because you're a solopreneur and you're wearing all the hats and it is super hard, right? So just shooting this through the lens of entrepreneur, there's going to be a time that's ugly that even when your business gets proof of concept, when I say proof of concept, I mean people who are buying from you who aren't your family or friends. Sure, sell to them too, because if they're your ideal customer or they're buying for an ideal customer on behalf of an ideal customer, cool. I'm not saying those sales don't count, but it doesn't count as proof of concept because they already had pre-established know, like, and trust with you. As my students know on this channel, we call that the KLT factor. And I definitely have playlists on my YouTube channel that can help you to build up the KLT factor. So if you're new to this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, you like it all what you're hearing on this slide, you will like the short, tight, edited videos that I have too, because sometimes it's good to just go knocking those out, right? Make sure you hit that big red subscribe button, click that bell notification and select all, because then you're most likely to get pinged like when I go live every single day in January 2022 on this channel. All right, so this is why assembling a dream team is so critical for you. Even if you don't have kids or dependents, even if you don't have a pet or a potted plant to take care of, even if you're living off your auntie's couch or, in a spare room with your family and there's not much for you to clean or do, the entrepreneur life is going to be eating you alive anyway. And then if you have some or any of the things going on, house, spouse, kid, worship, pets, plants, all sorts of stuff, how are you going to be able to keep moving forward and not be stuck? Assembling a dream team, which we discussed the other day, is key, clutch, critical to help you. And it doesn't have to cost much, if any, money at all, no matter what your circumstances are. And even towards the end of the other day's training, there were people going, we do have some money. It is, fiscally responsible for us. I had a couple people say, you know what, I do have to bring in a housekeeper. We can do that. Or I have one once a month. It should be every week. My kids should be taking on, age appropriate tasks. And if my husband and I are banging heads on what that is, you're right, Stacey, their pediatrician can split the difference, even if they're physically challenged, even if there's special needs. Depending upon the facts and circumstances, there are people just at home that can take some home-based stuff off me, or they can help me. Like if I have a products-based business, and we'll just go traditional, read in anything that's applicable, of course, love all, hate none. But let's say your husband is commuting out of the house to go to work. He can hit the post office on the way there to drop off all of the things you're mailing out today, right? So like there are ways that they can do things with little to no extra time to help you. And there are some things that husband, wife, significant other, roommate should do so that your relationship is healthier and your plate is less full, right? And we also talked, some of us yesterday, about enrolling people into our dream team, maybe it's even kids for pay to help us to teach us how to do the click by click if we can't find the answers on YouTube or Google. P.S. Most of the time you can, okay? Honestly, I'm 50 plus. I hate tech. Any of my regular students know I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. It's my Achilles heel, right? But I do have somebody that I pay into who can sometimes help me, right? And I do have somebody who does my full-time video editing for me. And I do have a designer who can do X amount of projects for me per week, because you would not want to see the stick figure stuff that you would get from me. And I'm slightly colorblind. That is not the sole province of men. But there's other people that you should be enrolling onto your dream team, free and paid, that will help you get unstuck mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, even spiritually where applicable, right? So you don't want to miss yesterday. It was super important. They're going to help you to get things right side up to make it easier for you to keep moving forward in a new and improved way, I suppose, both personally and professionally, right? But here's another piece of advice that I often give students, and they're like, you're right, you're right. No matter what, if life knocks you down, if Rocky style, you get hit really hard and you hit the floor, it's not just a matter of getting back up and trudging forward, because that's really important, right? I want you to get back in the saddle and ride forward full throttle at whatever threw you as soon as possible, before inertia catches up from you or with you, before inertia catches up with you. What do I mean? So, like for me, I hate tech. And if I have to learn some coding stuff, I'm like sweating blood to like patch whatever, fix whatever, address one thing for a student. And so this way they can get back in, right, to whatever they're locked out of, whatever. And then, of course, I'm really pleased that I did it. But you know what I should do? I should take notes. I should do screenshots. I should reproduce it. I should do it again and again and again, whatever it is that bugs me, so that I can just work out the kinks. It becomes second nature, and that's it. Like with live streams, this is a better example. When you go live, I don't care what platform you're on. The tech is like typically very simple. So even if you're older and or not techie, it's just super easy to dial up a YouTube video that shows you the click by click. And the first time you do something, you might feel all thumbs, or it just feels foreign to you. And maybe you don't have the best live stream, and maybe you're a beginner and everything's small. So you get 1-2 people showing up and they're probably gone in 2 seconds flat, because you're not as good now as you're going to be 100 live streams from now. The question is, are you going to do a live stream or more every single week, so that you can, the more you do when you get back in the saddle and you ride hard at what's challenging you, you don't back away and let the trail go cold. Then you have to go from scratch or close all over again. If you're scared of going live, then go live 3 times a week. Like, face your fear and do it anyway. Platforms like live streams, so over time, they're going to push you out more. The humans like live streams, which is why the algorithms can prioritize them very well. And as you train up your audience that you're going to be here, say every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, for example, over time, more of them will go. And by the way, did you email your list to let them know that you're going live? Did you provide them a link to maybe a Facebook page or group you might be going live to? Or resupply your Instagram handle so they know to like watch their account when you go live? Did you do social posts saying, hey, 5, 10, 15-minute warning? Make sure you show up live. Make sure you go to the replay. Because if you're not doing that stuff, you're hitting yourself and you're hitting the floor. But nobody ever shows up to my live stream, Stacey. Well, if you do them once a month or less, you're never going to feel comfortable. You're always going to be scared. You're not going to get the thick skin. The little tech that's involved is never going to get easier. Is this making sense? The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. You're not going to go, oh, I don't want to do it, but I'll do it. And then I don't want to do it. Just do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Okay? So sure, when you get hit by certain things in life, personally or professionally, you've got to assess the damage. You've got to find the gift in the garbage of your failure. Maybe there is a failure. Maybe you've fallen out of integrity with yourself. Or maybe you tried something, it was a flop, it was your first time. But you know what? You don't just sit there in the fetal position and go, oh my God, my first live sucked and I don't know what to do. Oh my God, I put a YouTube video up and 2 people saw it and one was me and one was my husband. Oh my God, fill in the blank. Oh my God, I put on a sale and I got a goose egg. Sure, you have to assess the damage. You have to embrace reality. I'm not saying this is fantasy fairy time. You have to assess the damage. But what I want you to do is I want you to look at analytics where applicable or watch the replay and take notes and say, how do I do better next time? Right? Because people lie, the evidence doesn't. We even lie to ourselves about how good or bad or ugly we are. But the analytics will show you. The open rates, the click-through rates, sales rates through email service providers, even something basic like MailChimp or OWO can definitely give you data to help you, whether you're selling or not. If you don't get any sales, that's an analytic in and of itself. But even if you get sales, but sometimes some sales are better than others, if you look at your email analytics and you go back to emails that super performed versus ones that didn't, you might be able to see trends in the content, trends in the analytics themselves, so that the next time you send out another sales-based email, maybe you take all of the information and the data and the analytics and the insights from before to innovate and evolve the next email that goes out, so that you're not only just sending them with the right frequency and persistently and consistently, which is often a lot of your problem. You're just not doing those things. And so your email list is like, ew, we're not used to this. We're all going to run. Oh, it's been too long. I didn't even remember who this person is. Did I get spammed? Right? So you have to get better at doing the thing by doing the thing and enjoying the support, the input, and whatever kind of bandwidth gets freed up by your dream team that can help you, that can give you the support that you want. A lot of times in your entrepreneurial life, especially, you want to get crowdsourced support for yourself, right? But you must keep moving forward no matter what happens. If you were here a couple days ago, you heard my heroine acronym, HEROINE. If what you do gets fed through that filter, right? It's not just strictly goal based. It's like what you're doing from day to day. Even if you're used to nailing yourself to the cross, INRI, I'm a martyr. And even if your circumstances are legit sucky, staying nailed to the cross does what? You're not moving forward personally, professionally, or both, right? Somebody's making fun of your business. Well, do you sell? Do you market? Are you driving traffic to your business to do more business? Are you doing it at the right frequency? Are you consistent about it? Are you bothering to look at the feedback, the analytics, and the data? Because you could lie to yourself and say, I suck, but the data might say, this is how not to suck next time. Keep trying, keep innovating, but you have to keep moving forward to get better. You can't just sit there and suck your thumb. And I know that's hard to say because I know I have a lot of adults in various challenging circumstances. I don't say it easily, but again, I still say it for a reason. This is going into my 9th year of being a coach and thousands of students under my belt. The advice doesn't change for a reason. It's because it works. Okay, let me read through my comments right now. If anybody has any questions about SMAART goals, I would look at days 2, 3, and I think 5. You have any questions about heroin, the acronym? That's going back a day or two. We can cover those things. Let me read through the comments in the meantime. And if you're new here, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. It'll push out the live while I'm live to more people. Forget helping me. It's getting more people to see it. And it's more likely the YouTube algorithm is going to push me out to more of my subscribers on the replay to help them as well. I have a global audience. Not everybody can be here at the same time. Okay. So Bridget says, I sent my email and scheduled the next 2 weeks worth of weekly emails. And I finished my automated welcome series. I'm on a roll. And so Heidi's being very supportive of Bridget. There's students in a couple of groups that I have. And so she's being so good and showing leadership. She says, woot woot, go get him, girl. And Ann McDonald says, go Bridget, go. I'm joining in with that. Lenora Love, who showed great leadership a couple sessions ago, says nice, to Bridget, because Lenore shared that about a year ago, she had an ice cold list that she barely ever emailed. And like she got down to weekly emails. Might have been a little harsh in the beginning when people are like, oh, who are you again? And they ran away. But after that, she's persistently and consistently grown both her list and her business. And I really know of nobody out of all my students, free and or paid, who legit could tell you that once you train up your list right and you get better and better at content marketing, relationship marketing, straight up sales-based marketing, sometimes marketing that's a fusion blend of both through your emails and through your social content marketing, you're going to get out in front of more people. When you optimize your content right, you're going to increasingly get out in front of the right people. They're going to see you enough times to trust you. Some can do it first impression, especially if you make a good impression. If you don't have the free guide to improving your conversions, that's my new opt-in, my new freebie for 2022. It's how to go from having a bad first impression when somebody discovers you, however they do on the internet or on the interwebs, to getting a good first impression where they feel like you're respectable and trustworthy first rattle out of the box, because that can increase conversions up front for those that are ready. Some are, most won't be, but it's more likely to get people to get on your email list, follow you both, and then you can market to them and continue to build up that know, like, and trust factor over time. So make sure that you get that new freebie. I don't think that's anything that I've shared in any of my other groups, except maybe the Funnel Dynasty group. And Bridget says, thanks, y'all. It feels good to have ripped off the Band-Aid. Bridget, your goal, and I think it's very realistic given your circumstances for your business, I do think you could hit 7 figures by the end of this year. I do think that you could do it. Email marketing, you can't let up on anything else that you are implementing on, of course. But the email marketing, I think, is really going to make a difference. It really is. Kendra Nicolay says, truth. Hey, Miss Kendra, thanks for joining us. Hope you're still here. I think you are. Bridget says, our students' pastor's lesson last night was 2022 or 2020, comma, TOO2. Yep. Do we want to be living back in all the paranoid schizophrenia that to some level justifiably we all had in 2020? Or are we ready to move on and onward and upward, both personally and professionally, in 2022? That's up to you. Miss Carol O'Neill says she's going to catch up on the replay. Well, thanks for coming here now, Miss Carol. Bridget says we're looking for companion care to help out with the moms as one, of the elements of my dream team. And then Miss Tiffany's here. Hey, Miss Tiffany, what's going down? Good to see you. She, as many of you, have been coming every day, and I appreciate it. Susie B is here. Susie B, the Speckled Loon by Susie B is here. Stuff and Junk by Heidi says, my first live was roughly 15 minutes. I felt like a hot mess. Lots of ums. Second live, about 20 minutes, still a hot mess. Able to speak more clearly. Third live, about 30 minutes, embraced and empowered the hot mess and just had fun. And do you know what, Heidi? First of all, everybody clap Miss Heidi up, okay? You want to do it in the comments too. Of course, people love to be recognized. When it's your turn, you're going to want folks to do it for you too, right? I'm going to clap her up because that's great leadership, vulnerability, and transparency. And we don't evolve and grow as entrepreneurs or anything else if we don't have that. But also, Heidi really, she must have been thinking about doing this for quite some time before this, because she's one of my regular students. And she knew it. I sold her on the concept analytically about doing lives at least once a week, on at least the top platform for her niche. And, she wasn't fighting me on it. She wasn't saying, no, she didn't believe it. And you Google your face off. This isn't the gospel according to Stacey Storino. Come on. But, she danced up to the edge on it. And that was like her big roadblock. Or maybe more like a hurdle, because Heidi's a really good implementer. So to me, there's a difference between hurdles, We know we have to clear it. We might bang it, but probably the second time we're going to get over it. We know we just have to work out the kinks and get thicker skin, and we'll do it. Roadblocks are full-blown challenges. You lose your job and you needed it to bootstrap while you're building this business, right? That might be a roadblock. That's not a more simple hurdle that might have some challenges or some emotional mess to it. So Heidi like analytically knew she should go live. She agreed, but she wasn't mentally and or she was mentally ready for it. She wasn't emotionally ready for it. And so just like Bridget, who, she's like, you're preaching to the converted. I get it. I know I have to email. I've been implementing in a bunch of other things that you've taught me through the years, Stacey. It works. My husband even understands, and or he might be implementing some of it, and it works because they both have two separate businesses. But this email marketing thing, I'm just so scared. I'm just so scared to do it. So Bridget overcame her hurdle she kept moving forward and finally got out of her comfort zone and did it. And you saw through her great leadership, she's like, I don't even know why I felt so bad. I'm already getting good responses to that first email. And now that I did it once, what is she doing? She's in the saddle and she's riding hard towards that challenge. So she gets thicker skin about it. She does it enough. She's got that base covered. She can feel more confident and she can feel like more bored by it, right? I know that when I have a tech-based challenge, if I do it over and over and over again, it not only gets drummed into my thick Gen X skill head about it, whatever's challenging me or freaking me out with tech, but I get bored of it after a while. I can do some things in the background with tech now that even a year ago, I would have internally hemorrhaged. Like I just couldn't have done it. And now I'm just like, oh, okay, I got notes if I need it, but I don't even think I need it. Okay, I can take care of that. You know what I mean? But you will not get there if you don't start from here, like Bridget did with the emails. She's already getting responses, like Heidi did with going live. 3-4 times later, Heidi's like, yep, a lot easier. And when something is fun to you, you will do it more and more. Okay. So Heidi could be a 6-figure business by the end of the year because she's damn adorable. And who from her ideal customers isn't going to love her? Bridget and Darren sell all day long online and through their brick and mortar. They don't do both for both businesses. It's a foregone conclusion that when they fold in the emails and they do it persistently, consistently once a week, no matter what, it's a foregone conclusion they're going to punch themselves up to 7 figures. They will. Bridget said, we missed 6 figures this year, but we are going to make it this year. We need a laser to cut metal, and that's the only way to do it without a loan. Understandable. La, 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 la. And then Lenore says, I'll be writing the Hot Mess Express tomorrow. Dudes, my Hot Mess Express out in public is over. It's when I have to go back and wrestle with tech that if I'm not bored with it already, I'm like, ooh, you don't want to see me behind the scenes with that. Mike said something, and I don't know how sorry, Mike Reinhardt. How did I miss you? My bad, my friend. He says, I am almost done with setting up my OWO account. If all goes well, I will finish today. Woo woo! And I agree with Ann McDonald. It's smooth sailing in no time once you start implementing. Practice makes improvement. Yes, please. Bridget. Okay, I said Bridget. La, 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 la. Ann says, yay, Mike, I'm almost there as well. Good girl. First time with an email list for me. Email lists are so critical. And Mike says to Ann, we'll get there, Ann. Absolutely. Stuff and Junk by Heidi. Heidi's saying, yay, sending lots of cyber cheers and cyber hugs. Catherine Burrell. Miss Catherine, I love you. I'm so glad you're here. Hot mess. Yes, micro one spilled 2 cups of chia seeds all over the kitchen and taking time to work up setting up the blog today. Do you have a video about how to gather and create content? That I will. I also, let me look at, I will have something to that more specifically. When you say gather and create content, you're talking about content curation when you're gathering, and you can do some of that. I would never curate and share with an email list or on social direct competitors content. But if it's some sort of industry leader that they're not a direct competitor, they're like, they're one step away, or they have complementary products and services that your stuff would fit right in. You're, your own boss with that particular type of offer you have. They're their own boss with that particular type of offer they have, but you could collab and send traffic back and forth to each other without cannibalizing each other. So coaches and course creators, products-based business, doesn't matter. Those are good things to curate, blog posts from, videos from, and you're helping your ideal customers in connection with their main pain point or main passion point. Folks appreciate when you do that. Let's see. What do I have? I will have stuff that's directly gonna speak to that. It'll probably be a couple weeks till that video is out, because Barney and I are working in batches right now, because that poor guy, he's still having trouble where he is in the Philippines at times. So I'm going to stagger out what I can when I can. But the goal is to try to keep up with videos here. So I edited a crap ton, and he does what he can when he can. Let's see. I do have something, though. So you can use this video where let me just go out and grab the link to it. Let me go out and grab the link to it. And I will put this also in the show notes of my channel. Although it says how to plan content for TikTok, Catherine, you could use this in a sense. You could extrapolate or, reverse engineer to use it for a blog or anything else. Oh goodness, I have so many tabs open right now. How to create, no, not that one. How to plan content for your TikTok. How to plan content. Let's just put that. And then there's one other one. When you are writing scripts, for those of you who use scripts or would find them useful, or use a teleprompter app or would find them useful, especially for 60-second or less short form video content, I do like this video that I did also. It's the 60-second script video. Okay, so I'm gonna drop this link too. Holy crap, I'm just spamming my own feed with links. The porn people haven't even come yet, and I'm spamming myself, but that's okay. So I will put these in the show notes or the video description for those that are watching on the replay. And I mean it, I can do it. I have the time today. Sometimes I'm like right into another conference call or something, because I still do work for Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill on a part-time basis on top of my own stuff. But the 60-second video script is good for Instagram Reels, because they can only currently go up to 60 seconds. TikTok, you can go up to 3 minutes, but I'm telling you, things that are about 45 seconds-ish tend to perform better overall, painting with a broad brushstroke, than 3-minute things. So I'm not saying don't do 3-minute things, and you should test and look in the analytics no matter what platform you're on. But like on TikTok, for example, you can experiment with 45 to 60-second videos, and then you can try 3-minute videos and then see, like, from week to week, like what video tends to perform better. Because most of you are older, you're selling to an ideal customer with money. They're in their prime or about to be in their prime, like millennials and Gen Xers. Those are the, I'm painting with a super broad brushstroke, but those are the generations that have money. Baby boomers, a lot of them who's retired, who's already on a fixed income, who's kind of, chilling out financially now for whatever the reason. And then Gen Z, a lot of them aren't even working outside the home at all. And the older range ones are like barely making any money. So you're really trying to market to people who have money, folks. So Bridget, a 30% open rate, that is awesome. Yes, for email, especially when you're e-commerce, that is supersonic. Because about 2% open rate, 2% click-through rate it's the floor of what's like normal or okay. If you're doing 2% or better, you're slaying all day. Okay. So don't worry if some of them, your open rates are 30% and some of them are 25%. In and of itself, you're still doing way better than under 2%. La 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 la. And Lenore is right. And she's speaking from experience. She says you guys can get it done and jump in. Remember, you're never behind. You just got to dive in and get started. And it will get better with time. Bridget said I had a 30% open rate. I was floored. I was expecting like 1%. You know what? It's easy for me to say, gosh, Bridget, why would you think that? Because she was so scared. Like, I can't stand tech. And so she's nervous about emails. And I know. But the lucky thing for you is after a couple of weeks, you'll be like, emails, whatever. I can email everyone every day. And the businesses that make the most money, email daily to near daily. I know some people's brains just fried out of their heads, but it's true. Go Google it. It is not the gospel, according to Stacey Storino. But you have a lot of know, like, and trust with your brick and mortar folks and your online folks. You do. So, as long as your know, like, and trust is pretty healthy and you're in a regular rhythm and you're training them, you're like paper training your audience like they're puppies, right? It might be messy in the beginning, but then they get it and you stay in the cadence and you don't get sloppy and they stay in the cadence and they like it. They're like, I love you. And you're like, I love you. And you have a happy brand-based community. 2% is super easy to get to and to keep, right? So Mike says that's right. Hey, what's up, Christine? C. Pennell Jones is here. I'm working on getting my website up so I can launch with lives. Good deal. And that's smart because you're using You are using your content marketing to drive traffic to your business to do more business. I love that. I love that. In fact, the week before your website goes live, I would recommend driving people onto your email opt-in list so you can capture those leads. And then, they either get a day early shopping over the general public, or they can double dip with a coupon or something like that. As Renee Christine from Cupcake Trainings teaches, you want to make sure that you price high enough to discount low enough. So if you had to double dip for someone to save 30% off or close, you should be able to do it knowing that you're capturing those leads. The hardest sale to get is that first sale. And then after that, especially if you've captured that lead on an email list where it's not transactional emails only, like it might be through Amazon or through Udemy or Skillshare or like Etsy. Like, I've been coaching for years. So there's all sorts of platforms that you can sell on to, very limited offerings that are going to drive traffic, and just use it as a traffic source. I would not make Etsy your whole business. I really wouldn't make Amazon your whole business. You start doing well on Amazon, not to bastardize anybody else who loves it. And I'm telling you now, Amazon's going to be like, oh, that thing sells really well. And they're going to come in with their own white label product and knock you out. Use it as a traffic source. The ultimate end result to make money more and more often and have cheaper overhead or expenses is to sell it directly to your email list. 75% of your sales approximately should come from your email list. 25% should come from your lives. So while you are building up excitement about your website, Christine, and anybody else who's in her position or about to be, the week before, get them on the email list so they can get sneak peeks, early shopping, coupons, whatever it is you want to do, and make it clear that once they're your email VIPs, they're going to continue to be spoiled. For those people that opt into the Don't Be a Fake Guru .com opt-in that I'm running for this year, that's my new free opt-in. You will see the very first email that you get that delivers that freebie. That's also a perfect example of, the indoctrination email. So it should never just be like, here's what you opted in for. Don't care if it's a coupon, a free training, whatever it is. They should know in that first email that you send them, because that's the most likely going to have a 90 to 100% open rate over any other email that you send. Okay. Honest, hand to God. So that's the one email that you are all but guaranteed to get their attention. So sure, you're delivering what they opted in for. Have that trigger in your email automation series, your customer journey, whatever the email service provider calls it. make sure that that goes out immediately. Don't make them wait. And in that email, you're letting them know who you are, what your business does, who it does it for, and what's the outcome that they expect to get in general. That's everything that you do, right, in your business. They should understand that, and or you're reminding that. So you're indoctrinating them. And then you let them know the first 2, 3, 4 places max. I'd keep it to about 3 that you want them to go to. You can have other emails in your automated series that come out like the next day or every other day after that, where you can show them other places to go to. If you're a more intermediate to advanced student of mine, your digital ecosystem gets huge over time. So, you might fold additional emails into your automation series or tweak the pre-existing ones that you do. But like if you were to opt into my opt-in free again to do so, you get a perfect example of what at least the first email opt-in is, right? And if you want to sell them on something because you're a products-based business and you're like, well, here's your coupon, of course, one of the 3, 4 links max that you put into that email should be your website. For me, I'm not shoveling you to a website necessarily yet. That's going to come later in the series. But for now, here's the thing that you delivered. Here's the top 2, 3 places you want to go and why it benefits you. Don't just be like, find me here on Facebook, find me here on YouTube. Why would they want to go to either one of those places? People are busy. What's in it for them? Not to pat myself on the back too hard, but this indoctrination email I sent you is perfect. Unless you're a products-based business and you want to make sure they get your website because they probably want to use that coupon right away or as soon as they're ready. So that's important. But other than that, you're a coach, you might be like just gently working them along until it's like, here's the website to go for this course. Here's the website to go to sign up for my next boot camp and so on. Bridget says, Lenore, we still have a hot mess after a year of monthly lives. We started weekly this year, and it's like we've never done a live before. You're getting back into the cadence, so it's fine. Lenore says, it's like listening to yourself on voicemail. It's always cringy. I hate watching my videos back. By the way, true story, when Barney edits my videos, I'm like, how much of myself can I possibly listen to? I've been talking for over an hour here. Can you imagine? I got to watch back these videos. Oh, I listen to myself way more than I would ever want to. Oh, it is cringy. You're welcome, Catherine. Okay, so Christine says, awesome advice on preview for email lists. Thank you. You are welcome. If you are only going to share one link anywhere, it needs to be your email opt-in form, okay? Because if you can't capture that lead, you're not likely going to sell to them. So if you're like, well, I don't understand why it shouldn't be to the website from where I sell stuff, especially if I have a sale. Yeah, I know. And I would not put coupon codes out on the internet. I would not give somebody a free slip for a coupon code. Like if you do like expos or craft fairs, whatever fits your business model, capture the lead and then they get the discount. Okay. Because they might want future discounts or BOGOs or free shipping over a certain amount. Or if you're a coach, they want more of your freebies and they want it served up to them on a silver platter so they don't have to opt in to a million other things. And there might be additional spoilings that you give them no matter what your business model is that you're not going to, give to the general public maybe ever. So, and that works for products-based businesses as well as coach and course creation-based businesses. Like if you sell jewelry, you might just for free give them a PDF that, serve it up to your email list only. This is another spoiling and a freebie for you. This is my step-by-step guide about how to store jewelry properly so it doesn't get tangled, it doesn't get lost, it doesn't get damaged. And these are the cleaners that I recommend for the type of jewelry that I sell. And I am sure it would work for other pieces of jewelry that you might get from other folks, right? So you're kind of like Santa Claus from Miracle on, what is it, 30, I forget, Miracle on 31st Street or whatever it is. Somebody tell me down below because I'm having a senior moment and it's embarrassing. But remember when he was in Macy's and he was like recommending, like, we have this is where you go to find it. oh, wait, we don't have that, but you could go to this other store and get it. And people are like, what the heck are you doing? And he's like, I'm doing my job. I'm being helpful. Well, people liked that Santa, and it's not like it hurt their sales at all. People had a lot of know, like, and trust with the real Santa at the end of the day. And Macy's. I hope it didn't spoil Miracle on 34th Street or whatever. It's Miracle on 34th Street. Yes. Thank you, Bridget. I feel better. So, does anyone have any questions live about what I've taught up until now? For those of you that are like, what is the SMAART goal setting system, where I get a plan out on the other end of that goal setting? And it's not just a bunch of feel good, busy work, which we're all more mature entrepreneurs balancing how much we ain't got time for busy work. You want to go and create a vision board? I'm not saying don't do it, but to me, that's artsy fartsy. What really works is the SMAART goals, because you're going to get down to the who, what, where, when, why, how, and the benchmarks that you need to know that you're progressing. That's going to get you out in the real world a whole lot more. I understand vision boards are great, and they can help you to open up your subconscious more and the law of attraction. I'm not trying to pee in anybody's Cheerios here. What I am saying is that I would much rather you just get into implementation. Because otherwise we can prettify all day. We can get stuck and not be able to move forward because we have to look at our branding for the zillionth time, and what if I don't get my business cards yet? I mean, come on, keep moving forward. You can always tweak your branding later. If you did your ideal customer based work, and if you did your market and industry based research, then you know your people enough to know where you can find them on social, what YouTube channels they binge content on, what Facebook pages and groups they're going to hang out on and chat in the comment threads. You're going to know what Instagram influencers they follow, TikTok influencers they follow, and give yourself a day of absorbing all the stuff and seeing what's hitting with your people right now. And that can help you not only make decisions in terms of offerings that you'll do. Should you create a new one? Should you tweak one? It will help you to understand what colors they tend to be attracted to and what ones they don't, and what shapes they like on products, on services, on offerings, on, anything. Like, just it, seriously, give yourself a day, make the decision. Now, knowledge is only potential power. Like I said earlier, you have to actually act and implement. And if you find that things aren't working, I almost guarantee you it's not the hex color codes. It's that you don't understand your ideal customer and their pain point enough. So Bridget says, having my thank you, Heidi, too, for Miracle on 34th Street. Miracle on 31st Street. Great. Bridget says, having my cheerleaders in this and other business groups has been a major help getting unstuck with my emails. I appreciate it. It does not seem like anybody here has any questions. If you are like, this is my first or second video in this series, Stacey, or I saw the first two and then I fell off the wagon, on the replay, the first pinned comment here will be to the playlist so you can catch up with everything else. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps out my students who aren't here yet because they're more likely to see the replay. Forget helping me. That's fine. And don'tbeafakeGuru.com. It's also in the show notes or the video description, so don't have to add it. It's there. And I will add the other videos of mine that I referred to. So just in case you're like, I want the 60-second script to create short form video content for YouTube Shorts, for TikTok, and for Instagram, I'll give you that. And then like the content planning video, I will definitely share that as well. Okay, you guys, it's been awesome. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.